From the beginning, I was told I was the best-case scenario.
I had forensic evidence, sober, unbiased witnesses, a slurred voicemail, police at the scene.
I had everything, and I was still told it was not a slam dunk.
I thought, if this is what having it good looks like, what other hells are survivors living?
I'm barely getting through this, but I am being told I'm the lucky one, some sort of VIP.
It was like being checked into a hotel room for a year with stained sheets, rancid water, and a bucket with an attendant saying, "No, this is great. Most rooms don't even have a bucket."
After the trial, I was relieved, thinking the hardest part was over, and all that was left was the sentencing. I was excited to finally be given a chance to read my statement and declare, I am here. I am not that floppy thing you found behind the garbage, speaking melted words. I am here. I can stand upright. I can speak clearly. I've been listening and am painfully aware of all the hurt you've been trying to justify.
I yelled half of my statement, so when it was quickly announced that he'd been receiving 6 months, I was struck silent. Immediately, I felt embarrassed for trying, for being led to believe I had any influence. The violation of my body and my being added up to a few months out of his summer. The judge would release him back to his life, back to the 40 people who had written him letters from Ohio. I began to panic. I thought, this can't be the best-case scenario. If this case was meant to set the bar had been set on the floor.
The morning after the sentencing, my phone screen was stacked with texts, and I turned it over saying, "Not today. On this day, I deserve to sleep." My phone kept ringing, and I learned that BuzzFeed was waiting for my permission to publish my court statement in full. As soon as it was posted, I remember thinking, what have I done? Making myself exposed and vulnerable again? I texted my sister when it hit 20,000 views, thinking that was it. The comments were actually quite nice, and I closed my computer. I started getting emails forwarded to me from Botswana to Ireland to India. I received watercolor paintings of lighthouses and bicycle earrings. A woman who plucked a picture of her young daughter from the inside of her cubicle wrote, "This is who you're saving."
In the very beginning of it all, in 2015, one comment managed to lodge harmfully inside me. "Sad. I hope my daughter never ends up like her." I absorbed that statement. Ends up. As if we end somewhere. As if what was done to me marked the completion of my story. Instead of being a role model to be looked up to, I was a sad example to learn from. A story that caused you to shield your daughter's eyes and shake your heads with pity. But when my letter was published, no one turned away. No one said I'd rather not look, it's too much, or too sad. Everyone pushed through the hard parts, saw me fully to the end, and embraced every feeling.
If you think the answer is that women need to be more sober, more civil, more upright, that girls must be better at exercising fear, must wear more layers with eyes open wider, we will go nowhere. When Judge Aaron Persky mutes the word justice, when Brock Turner serves 1 month for every felony, we go nowhere. When we all make it a priority to avoid harming or violating another human being, and when we hold accountable those who do, when the campaign to recall this judge declares that survivors deserve better, then we are going somewhere.
So now, to the one who said, "I hope my daughter never ends up like her," I am learning to say, "I hope you end up like me." Meaning, I hope you end up like me, strong.
I hope you end up like me, proud of who I'm becoming. I hope you don't end up.
I hope you keep going.
And I hope you grow up knowing that the world will no longer stand for this.
Victims are not victims, not some fragile, sorrowful aftermath.
Victims are survivors, and survivors are going to be doing a hell of a lot more than surviving.